Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spill the Tea Radio, where we interview awesome singer songwriters and those who influence their lives. Spill the Tea Radio explores the journey, creativity, and inspiration behind the songs. My next guest is an award winning singer and songwriter. After taking several big leaps over the last couple of years, he is now finding balance and inspiration to create and thrive as an artist. This newfound confidence has garnered opportunities to share the stage with Robert Plant, Allison, Krauss, and Blue Rodeo. His latest project, Fruit, is now ready for your listening pleasure. So, let's spill the tea with Stephen Taetz. Welcome back, Stephen.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you.
Your 2023 album, Late Bloom, garnered 2 folk music awards. What do you think it was about that work that received so much attention?
Well, I think what I've always been really thrilled about at every stage of my career is the opportunity to collaborate. Just before we started rolling, we were talking about my first collaboration with the band called the Wild Strawberries, and right from the word go, I realized that doing things alone in music is really quite limiting and often impossible. So Late Bloom, I was collaborating with really wonderful Juno award-winning artists like Jill Barber, Jen Grant, Caroline of the Good Lovelies. And I think the sum of all the parts make a project better, especially when it's more than just our own parts.
Stephen, you're writing albums, treatments for TV, pilots, Broadway musicals, lots of revenue streams. Was this part of the overarching design when you decided that you were going to get into music? You said, these are all the things that I'm going to do. Or did they happen by osmosis, happenstance? Like, how did it all come to where it is today?
I grew up as a little kid. My mom was singing show tunes, and so I always imagined that a dream would be to write a Broadway musical. And this last, as we mentioned, this last Christmas album, kind of inspired me to think, what's the life beyond, if we work on a little project that has a CD, what's the life beyond that CD, and how can we make it a bigger project that lives outside of myself? And the TV show kind of has been inspired by the idea that, in music, we keep on stripping away, as you said, revenue streams. Spotify will pay us over 30 years, we'll get a cup of coffee. So how can I, as an artist, think about the big P projects that will also have more weight and reach? So the TV idea is a fun one from the start, but the real idea is that if we can create music for each of the episodes, that's a way that I can, as a musician, be more involved in different things down the road.
Absolutely. As a musician, I said you and other musicians need to explore those other revenue opportunities as well. So I think it's fantastic that, this stuff is coming to fruition for you. Well, let's get into Fruit, the latest song from Stephen Taetz. Stephen, set us up for it. Set this up for us. What is the song about, and what was the inspiration to write it?
Well, I'm a queer singer-songwriter, and I wanted to look at the idea of reclaiming language, and the language specifically for this song is fruit, which growing up in rural Alberta, often I would hear, pretty salty language around folks who are gay, some of those being slurs. And one of those, historic word that's kind of been on both a word that's not intended to be a slur, fruit, but meant to be also something derogatory. I wanted to kind of reclaim that, make it something that's empowered and fun and kind of sexy in this song. And it's an excuse for me also to work again in more of a pop direction with my songwriting, a little bit of contemporary disco and rock. So yeah, we were writing this. I wrote this song with the idea that it's kind of like an invitation. I could be your fruit, who's ripe on the vine if you pick me, kind of like playing off that visual imagery, but also just relating it on a superficial level, kind of like a sexy, fun dance song.
Well, let's take a listen to singer-songwriter Stephen Taetz and his song, Fruit.
You say that you're lonely, hungry for a little attention. Glad I'm not the only one, starving for a bit of affection. I know what you're craving, dreaming about. You don't need to go without. I could be a fruit, ripe on the vine. I could be a crush from water to wine. I could be a fruit and planting the seed. If you picked me, our love would be sweet. I could be your fruit, share a hunger. When we get close, you can taste it, like when we were younger. This time I don't wanna waste it. I know what you're craving and dreaming about. You don't need to go without. I could be a fruit, ripe on the vine. I could be a rush from water to wine. I could be a fruit and planting the seed. If you picked me, our love would be sweet. I could be your fruit. I could be a fruit, ripe on the vine. I could be a crush, turn water to wine. I could be a fruit and planting the seed. If you picked me, our love would be sweet. I could be a fruit, ripe on the vine. I could be a crush, turn water to wine. I could be a fruit and planting the seed. If you picked me, our love would be sweet. I could be a fruit, ripe on the vine. I could be a crush, turn water to wine. I could be a fruit and planting the seed. If you picked me, our love would be sweet. I could be your fruit.
That was Fruit by Stephen Taetz. Stephen, how do people find out more about you and your music? What's the website, the socials, and the streaming platforms?
You can find me on any of the platforms that you can imagine. So Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, Instagram, dot. My last name is phonetic but hard to spell, Taetz. And the single is out tomorrow, God willing, on all the platforms as it uploads immediately right now. There's a really fun dance remix that you'll want to check out that was made by this DJ that remixes for Diana Ross and RuPaul, and also so the full EP with other tracks is coming out next Friday. I guess this will be June 13th, so it's already out. You can check it out on all platforms once this airs. Thanks for checking it out.
We have been in conversation with Stephen Taetz. Stephen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again. Great to connect.
Taste it like when we were